and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Brianna. I am a certified personal trainer, a big, huge biology nerd, and registered dietitian to be. Today we're here for another episode of MLM Top Fails. I never really thought that I would be doing these because I feel like everybody does these and I kind of don't want to be like everybody else. Shut up, Brianna. I never thought I'd be doing these, but the reason I started to is because there's so much information that I want to share with you guys, and I used to like to wait until I had enough videos in like one specific category and then I can make a video about it, but it's starting to become harder and harder, and I'm starting to just like compile screenshot after screenshot of MLM distributors just saying random things, and they're all over the place. They're all terrible, but they're just all over the place category wise. And so instead of waiting until I have enough videos in one category, I decided you guys actually helped me decide to just make top fail compilations. So that's what we're doing. Before we proceed, if you love science-based health, wellness, and fitness education with some lulls along the way, please hit that subscribe button. I would seriously appreciate it. Seriously, just subscribe. What are you doing? Thank you. All right, guys, without further ado, let's make some lemonade. That was me trying a new catchphrase. Did it take? Okay, so this first one is a Beachbody coach discussing some kind of dietary supplement she takes. I think it might be a paid partnership, but it really doesn't matter, to be honest.
Okay, you all know I've been taking Liquid IV for a couple years now, and Obsessed doesn't quite cover it. It has helped so much with hydration. We learned a couple years ago that water is not as hydrating as we all think it is.
Water is not as hydrating as we all think it is. She's actually kind of right about that. In general, during our day-to-day, water is sufficient to keep us well hydrated. But for those of us who engage in intense physical activity, especially athletes, and super especially when we're doing it out in the sun, water is actually not always enough to hydrate us sufficiently and replenish our electrolyte stores. When you sweat, you lose electrolytes like salt. That's why sports drinks like Gatorade are ideal for professional athletes, especially when they're training out in the sun.
And so we could all use a little help with electrolytes. These have more vitamin C than like an orange. They have potassium and B vitamins, niacin, iron, like all the things that your body needs to really truly hydrate you. So you know I've been a fan, but they also just came out with some new flavors. I cannot wait to try this watermelon. My favorite's lemon lime, just your standard lemon lime, but apple pie and then guava. And I think this one's like the yummy flavor that they've had, and that is so good mixed with rum.
It's good mixed with rum. Just FYI, friend, alcohol is a diuretic, which means that it flushes water out of you and actually dehydrates you more. There are a lot of studies that demonstrate the diuretic effects of alcohol, so many in fact that really I'll just scrape the surface a little bit. I found an article titled, "What's the Least Dehydrating Alcohol?" on foodandwine.com. I know it's not super scientific, you guys. I know. But the reason I chose it is because they consulted with registered dietitians in the article, and I will link it below. One excerpt from the article reads, "But how does alcohol actually cause those unpleasant symptoms, such as dizziness and thirst?" They just talked about this in a previous paragraph. "Alcohol, despite being a fluid, inhibits the release of vasopressin, an antidiuretic hormone that rushes to our defense when our concentration of electrolytes rise above a certain level. When there is no antidiuretic hormone, the kidneys are not able to reabsorb extra fluid and the urine is more dilute, which means you lose more fluid," explains Alyssa Rumsey, MSRD, and author of 3 Steps to a Healthier You. So she's drinking this fancy electrolyte drink with alcohol. There is definitely a war being waged inside her body. Her body's like, oh, do I be hydrated or do I be dehydrated? I don't know. Her body probably doesn't know what to do. So let's circle back and talk about a couple of the things that she listed as electrolytes, because only one of the things she listed is actually an electrolyte.
I'll use a little help with electrolytes. These have more vitamin C than like an orange.
Not an electrolyte.
They have potassium.
Potassium is an electrolyte.
And B vitamins,
not electrolytes.
Niacin.
Niacin is also a B vitamin and is also not an electrolyte.
Iron
is also not an electrolyte. Okay, so that was awful. They frequently peddle, I'm saying they, when I say they, I mean like MLM distributors. This particular, again, this is a Beachbody person. They frequently peddle dietary supplements, which in my opinion is bad enough, but she's also just giving general bad advice and incorrect information. And also, this Beachbody distributor has absolutely zero health, nutrition, medical, or fitness credentials. I want to start adding that too, because not all MLM distributors are just regular undereducated people. Some are actually highly educated and highly credentialed, which personally, I find that horrifying. Let's move on to the next one. So this next one is a Beachbody super trainer. I'm still not even really clear on what that means. I did not catch this clip myself. The clip you're about to see is actually courtesy of the Instagram page Anti-Beachbody Coach. You should follow the page for your daily dose of anti-MLM activism. All right, here we go.
Healthy, right? Like truly be healthy and eat the foods that are healthy for you. And I don't want to give you permission to shortcut your way out of that or give you a workaround where you can still eat shitty food, but maybe lose weight, because it's not just about losing weight, right? It's about being healthy. So if I see one more nutritionist or dietitian talk about how McDonald's and their healthy options or Chick-fil-A and their healthy options, I'm gonna lose my shit. Like Chick-fil-A, their grilled has the additive yeast extract. Yeast extract, one of the main components of that is free glutamic acid, which is one of the main components of MSG. Don't eat that. That's not healthy. I'm sure I could dig into all of McDonald's stuff and find a million things in there to be like, this is not healthy. I'm not gonna do it right now because I gotta go teach a workout. But it's just frustrating to see people like nutritionists and dietitians saying like, here's the option at McDonald's or at Chick-fil-A, because people who don't spend their life studying it and researching it, right? They look up to these people and they want to hear from these people and they want to know what their opinion is. And they're like, well, this person said I could have it and I trust that person. Even if they just change their wording a little bit, because there are options that I would say are probably better than others. So if they were like, these are better options than this, I might be okay with that. But to just slap the label like this is healthy, I think you'd be hard pressed to find something that's truly, truly healthy at McDonald's. Like maybe if you eat the salad without the dressing, but once you start putting that dressing on there, woo, no. So anyways.
Hey, dietitians of the world. You know that program where you took your coursework? You know the one. That was accredited by the Accreditation Council for Education in Nutrition and Dietetics. You don't need them to support your education. Mama's okay. She was just spinning around to make a point. Oh, you want to be in the video? Okay, but no, that's my foot. Are you going to stay here? Are you going to stay here? You can't stay right here. Okay. You got to get down. That clip is an excellent example of how registered dietitians are taught not to carry themselves. This person did a lot of something that we call food shaming. She was also very judgmental as well. Food shaming is basically just making someone feel bad for their food choices. Food shaming is awful for a lot of reasons, but perhaps the most important is that over time it can damage somebody's relationship with food. And when someone has a damaged relationship with food, it can lead to disordered eating patterns, which can eventually lead to a full-blown eating disorder. In case you guys forgot, I'm in school to be a registered dietitian. I want to specialize in bariatric and diabetes care. An important step in the education process to becoming an RD is learning how to conduct a nutrition assessment. Part of the nutrition assessment involves speaking to the patient or client about their diet. We're taught how to conduct these interviews, and we are specifically trained not to come off as judgmental when someone is telling us about their eating habits. Everything from coaching us on responses to even teaching us to be mindful of our facial expressions. One reason for this is if the patient feels like we're judging them because of what they eat, especially an obese patient like the demographic I want to work with, they're more likely to lie for fear that we, the professional, will judge them. And them being dishonest about their intake will ultimately hurt them by hindering their treatment in the long run. Next, dietitians are people. Let that sink in. And just like any other person, sometimes dietitians eat cake. Sorry, I touched the mic on that one. Sometimes they even go to Chick-fil-A. Sometimes they even enjoy 1 or 2 glasses of wine. Something else that registered dietitians are taught in school is balance. And balance means that all foods can fit into a healthy diet. That ideal is like one of the cornerstones of dietetics. No registered dietitian will ever tell you you can only eat XYZ foods. You absolutely under no circumstances can eat this food. That food is bad. Even in patients who are seeking MNT, medical nutrition therapy for certain health conditions. Like, let's say that someone has heart failure and they need to watch their sodium and fluid intake. The dietitian will more than likely never ever say, you can't eat that food because it's bad. We're taught to watch our language with things like that. So yeah, even though a lot of salt can really hurt a person who has heart failure, the dietitian will probably say something more along the lines of, let's try and limit foods that are high in sodium. Language that isn't so like harsh and exclusive of one specific food. Because also you have to keep in mind as a professional that it's just not realistic for you to say no salt ever or you're gonna die. Obviously, if the condition is more serious, they will use a little bit more stern language to help the patient make better food choices, but this language is never going to be derogatory or judgmental. And that's because dietitians understand the importance of helping patients maintain a healthy relationship with food. You will also probably never ever meet a registered dietitian that says this food is bad, that food is good. Because again, one of the cornerstones of dietetics is all foods can fit into a balanced diet. Telling people that food's bad, that food's good, that can kind of foster a bad relationship with food, because over time, like if an RD says cake is bad, you can't eat cake, and then somebody will eat a slice of cake, which in most people is not going to kill them, they'll think, oh my god, I'm bad because I ate the slice of cake. But in reality, no, you're not bad. You just ate cake. Yeah, it's high in sugar, it's high in carbs, it's high in calories, but it's just a slice of cake. You're not bad for eating cake.
Maybe if this Beachbody coach had a dietetics background, she would know that. Oh.
No professional should ever shame or judge a client in this way. This one is honestly just disappointing, and it low-key made me mad. All right, let's watch the next one. Okay, so this next one is going to be an Avon distributor. She is going to be talking about their a product that they call Fizz Sticks, which is basically just a powdered energy drink. It's like one of their big selling points, I guess. Let's watch it.
Here and talk about the fizz that I drink every day. We have so many available flavors right now, and I just wanted to go through them because everyone has different taste buds, and I get it, but Fizz, what it is, basically my new coffee replacement. I used to be a huge coffee drinker, and now I drink energy Fizz Sticks for breakfast in the morning. I have one in the morning with a tall 32-ounce water, and then I'll have one in the afternoon, but I know people that have like a couple a day just to keep their blood sugar levels.
Really quick, sorry to stop it so soon. I just have to interject and say this. She said she takes one in the AM and then another one in the PM. And then she mentioned that she knows of people who drink like a couple a day just to keep their blood sugar levels. So right on the package, it says not to exceed more than one of those things per day. So she's ODing on Fizz Sticks. Not a great look. Then she tacked on that part about some people, she said they drink them to maintain their blood sugar levels. In the ingredients of Fizz Sticks, which I'll pop up here on the screen, it just looks like a bunch of B vitamins, some caffeine, and some plant-derived ingredients. I don't really know that any of those ingredients has a huge influence over blood sugar. I could be wrong. I'm still in school. I spent an entire semester weeping over an open advanced vitamins and mineral metabolism textbook. And I don't ever recall that B vitamins have any influence over blood sugar. I don't like that she just said that. Someone may really need help controlling their blood sugar, and they might be incorrectly educated and misinformed and see this and be like, I don't need to watch my diet, I just need Fizz Sticks. No.
Energy throughout the day. It's clean energy, all plant-based. And it's energy without the crash. It has green tea extract in it from guarana. And it's just a really healthy alternative to coffee when you start your day. So our Fizz has natural caffeine in it from green tea and guarana. So it's not going to like hurt your stomach or anything like that. I know when I used to drink coffee, it was such a strong caffeine that I found out that it could damage the outside lining of my and so that's why I wanted to switch to something healthier and alternative. So I switched to Fizz Sticks, but we have lemon lime, the new fizz that came out. Amazing. It tastes like lemon water with a spritz of lime in it.
All right, I cut it there because she's just about to start talking about the different flavors of fizz, which I'm not gonna lie, actually kind of sound pretty good. Okay, so let's talk about a couple things that she said. She said that fizz is natural caffeine from green tea and guarana, so it won't hurt your stomach. I feel like she's implying that since green tea and guarana are natural, they are better and will therefore not make your stomach hurt. You guys, we've talked about this once, we've talked about this twice, we've talked about this 5 times, probably more than that. Really quick, basically the naturalistic fallacy is the misconception of logic that because something is natural, it must be superior or better for us. I just spit a little bit, I'm sorry. I gather from this that she's basically implying that because those things are natural, they won't make your stomach hurt. But coffee is natural. The coffee bean is a plant. So technically coffee is plant-based. Coffee on its own, perfectly natural, plant-based. Coffee gives a lot of people an upset stomach. So the fact that coffee is natural doesn't really protect people from getting a stomach ache. So why is guarana or green tea caffeine any better? Because those are also plant sources of caffeine. Also, she said it could damage the outside lining of your stomach. I don't know. That makes no sense to me. When you swallow food, it arrives in your stomach. The inside of your stomach, not the outside. What are you talking about? Maybe, let's add on top of this here. Coffee is acidic and it can irritate your stomach. So I don't know. Maybe that's what she means. I don't know. I do not know. Let's move on. So this last one was actually sent to me in my DMs as I was writing the script for this video. I wanted to add one more example to talk about, but I didn't have anything else saved in my anti-MLM album on my phone. So this last one is courtesy of the person in my DMs. I don't know if they want me to share their name, so I won't. You know who you are. If you're watching this, thank you for sending me this catastrophe. This clip is really short, but it still manages to be shocking and awful. Roll clip.
I feel like this, I don't mean to be like a one-hit wonder, but I feel like intermittent fasting helped a lot with that too, because once I realized maybe I was missing a meal. If I just eat, say, 2 big meals, and rather than binging, eating 2 solid meals, eating the calories that I would normally eat in a day. So if that's 1,500 divided by 2, I'm eating 2 big meals, and that really helped with that.
Okay, I know it seemed like it just did a weird cutoff thing, but that's how it was in her stories. I did not edit it. I edited out all the rest of her stories, but that specific clip, I did not edit it. That's how it was in her stories. I just cut it how it was in her stories. Just FYI, I don't want people thinking I doctored this up or anything. Aside from the face blur. You guys don't care. Anyway, so in the beginning, she mentioned something about she said, I don't want to be a one-hit wonder. By that, she meant in the previous Instagram story that she had up, which I did not show, somebody asked a question about portion sizes, and she answered that question as well with by saying that intermittent fasting was a solution to that too. Not necessarily, but okay. Some of you are probably thinking right now,
Is this bitch really about to go on another rant about intermittent fasting?
No, I'm not, so please don't click off. In my opinion, this video is not about IF. This is not about the best diet. The person asking the question expressed that they have an all or nothing attitude about food. They're either binging or starving. Both of these eating habits are extreme and unhealthy behaviors. The person saying that, in my opinion, has a seriously damaged relationship with food and exhibits disordered eating patterns. In my opinion, guys, remember, I'm not a mental health professional and I'm not a dietitian yet, but that's what that seems like. I gather that these issues with her relationship around food are likely psychological. This person, in my opinion, needs the help of a mental health professional. There are mental health professionals and dietitians that specialize in eating disorders and recovery of eating disorders that can help this person's issue. That is what this person needs, okay? Not this Beachbody coach. And this person, from what I could... Honey, come and show everybody your shirt. Ace got a new shirt. He's really excited about it.
Man.
Who is that?
It's my alpha.
It's Alpha, and she's deadlifting.
It's my alpha.
Oh, hey, baby. She probably can't breathe. Thank you.
Put my pants on. Put my shorts on.
Yeah.
And these weren't my shorts.
Those are my panties. Go get out of here. Jeez. Can we get through any one of my videos without an inappropriate interruption? Gosh. Anyway, so that Beachbody consultant, from what I could see, has 0 credentials in medicine, mental health, or nutrition. Based on the digging that I did do on her profile, I think she might be a fitness professional, but that was kind of unclear. However, even if she is a fitness professional, her answering that question is so far out of her scope of practice. It's time for you to refer out. I say it all the time. You guys know I'm a personal trainer. I have had to do that before with clients. I had a client a while back who was a weight loss client. She was doing really well. She was making awesome progress. A couple months into her training, she revealed to me that she was sort of recovered from disordered eating from when she was in college, which for her, she was in her early 20s, so it wasn't that long ago. I didn't know this when she and I started training and when she signed up to train at my gym. I say sort of because she knew she had an issue with like her relationship with food, and she would also exercise for hours and hours on end too, because she had just like body image issues, and she felt like those tendencies were coming back. She felt like she thought she was good in the beginning and she was losing weight really well and we were doing awesome with her progress, but she told me she felt like her habits were coming back, and she told me that she started to bring back an old habit of inducing vomiting in herself. At our gym, we are supposed to take weight and measurements every single week, but it was at that moment when she told me that stuff, I put my foot down and I was like, no, we're not doing this stuff anymore. We still trained together. We still worked out twice a week as according to our schedule, but I immediately stopped measurements and taking her weight and stuff like that because I didn't want to do anything that could further trigger her. And her homework from that point forward was to find some professional mental health help so that she could get a handle on her, on a full recovery for her from her disordered eating past. I say all that to say, as a personal trainer, mental health is out of my scope of practice, and I know that. Unless you are a psychiatrist or a psychologist who also is a personal trainer on the side, you need to refer out. This Beachbody coach is just saying, oh, intermittent fasting helped me. She's just saying IF as if that's going to fix that person's binging or starving issues. What's that going to do? That's just a Band-Aid. That's not a cure. Extremely reckless and irresponsible behavior coming from that Beachbody coach, in my opinion. In conclusion, oh my God, there's a freaking gnat in here. I'm trying to do my outro. Rude. In conclusion, MLM distributors, please stay in your lane. Please stop scamming people. I'm asking you nicely. And please leave the real work to the real professionals. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. If you made it to the end of this video, you deserve Starbucks and a cookie, specifically an Oreo. These were really bad. I mean, they're always bad, but these were like pretty bad. Something I will say is this video gave me a little idea for a future video. Does Beachbody culture promote orthorexia? You guys, I really appreciate all the submissions. I'm starting to get more and more by the day, and I think I'm gonna have to start directing you guys to send them via my email. I have like over 100 DM requests right now on my Instagram. I try really hard to get to everybody, especially those of you that ask me like actual questions, but I'm so sorry if you sent me a DM like a really long time ago and I've still not gotten to it. I'm not ignoring you, but it's impossible for me to get to every single DM. Also, I will say, please don't send me like stories. Like, if you see something crazy, take a screenshot or a screen recording and then send that to me, because what happens a lot is people will send me stories directly, and then by the time I see it, the story has already expired and it's gone, and then I can't see it anymore. Send me screenshots and screen recordings, please. That's just easier for me. Thank you again for watching. Like, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye. Time for dogs now.
Ooh, your mama.
What, Zeus? I know. Excuse me, ma'am.
Hey, fatty.
Excuse me.
Come on, baby.
That is mine.
Be nice.
Chill. All right, who wants to say bye? Say bye, Zeus. Hey, Zeus. Y'all are all talking quite a bit. Come on, guys. Onyx, you knocked out my wallflower. All right. Bye. Bye. Say bye. All right.